What's up, man? Monday live. Welcome to the Fallible Nation. You guys make Mondays amazing, and I'm so glad to be with you guys tonight. And if you're a first-time watcher or listener, thanks for joining in tonight. We are excited that you're here, guys. And man, do I got some stuff to share with you today. It is just all kinds of crazy. It seems like it's been forever since I saw you guys, but the truth is it's just been a really busy week. And tonight we're talking about what my mentors taught me about mentorship. Now, when I say my mentors, I mean the amazing men that I brought in to talk at the Phoenix conference, guys. I brought in 7 amazing guys to talk about being mentors and mentorships and role models for the Phoenix conference that we were at all weekend. And it was an amazing event, guys. And guess what? I got a lot out of it because I was listening too. I was also talking to a bunch of incredible men in the room that were just incredible individuals who are dedicated to helping young people and helping them grow. And I got so much just from talking to the men who came to the event, guys. I'm really excited about what we got going on tonight. Now, as always, guys, if you want to be part of the show, okay, there is a link in the description, whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube. It doesn't really matter. There's a link in the description for a Google Docs form. And if you want to jump on live during the Q&A portion of the show later in the show tonight and ask your question live, you can fill out that form, and that is so I can send you an invitation to the show. If you just want to ask in the comment section, guys, I want you to get active. I want you to get loud in the comment section because I love interacting with you guys. And you can put a QQ in front of your question in the chat, and that helps us a great deal to see your comment and make sure that we get to it because we want to answer your questions. I love that portion of the show when we get to it. So, guys, that's the intro. That's the plan for tonight. And without further ado, well, let's get into it. Now, guys, the question at hand is, what is mentorship, right? Before we can talk about the lessons I took away from this event, we need to be really clear on what mentorship is. So the official definition of mentorship is the influence, guidance, or direction given by a mentor. Clear as mud, right? That really clears it up entirely. Not so much though, right? So let's try and get a little more clarity, right? So what's a mentor? Well, according to the dictionary, or well, we'll go Wikipedia, right? Because it's kind of a dictionary. Well, kind of. A mentor is someone who teaches or gives help and advice to less experienced and often younger person. Now, you may be asking how this applies to your life, and you should be. And the simple answer is this applies to your life because right now you're mentoring somebody, whether you know it or not. The simple truth is that there are always people watching you to learn from you, even if they never say anything, even if you're not aware they're watching you, or it's not like a active mentorship. There are people always watching you. There are always eyes, whether it's little eyes or just your peers. You are a mentor to somebody, whether you know it or not. Some people may call it a role model. Some people may call it a coach. The definitions get a little blurry, and there are precise definitions, but we're not going to split hairs tonight. But somebody is watching you, whether you know it or not. So besides the fact that that's kind of creepy, let's get past that. You might as well be amazing at being a mentor. And I learned some incredible things this weekend from these amazing men that I got to spend the weekend with. So the first thing I want to tell you is what I learned, right? Guys, these affect me. And so I think that they're going to be worth your time. Being a mentor is all about relationship. You cannot be a positive mentor without a relationship, but you can be a bad role model without one, right? That's a little convoluted, but you can absolutely set someone back without care, but you cannot help them move forward without care. To affect somebody in a positive way requires investment in them by stepping into a relationship. Like any relationship, it requires communication, time, attention. It requires trust. And there's no trust without relationship. To have trust, a level of vulnerability has to occur. That generally only happens in a relationship. It's not a process to enter into lightly because the possible impact of being a mentor, guys. And so I want you to be very conscientious about the idea of mentorship, being a role model, being a father figure. We were talking about all of that synonymously this weekend because in reality, father figures are often mentors. Role models frequently become mentors. Now, there are quote unquote role models, right? Some people would look at like superstars like Dwayne The Rock Johnson and go, well, he's a role model. Well, Mr. Johnson has done some incredible things. I would never take that away from him. And he might be a role model to some extent, but unless you happen to be in his circle, you're probably not going to have him as a mentor, because you're not going to gain everything it took for him to achieve that just watching him from a distance. To really benefit from a role model or a mentorship, you have to be close so you can be in that circle, because there's a lot of unspoken things that are going on that really defined getting to the level that you want to get to, right? And mentorship has all kinds of benefits, guys. Being mentored is something I hear from all of the guys I interview on a regular basis on the podcast, that mentors will help you jump forward in giant leaps and bounds, things that could take you decades longer without them. So mentorship is amazing. It has all kinds of incredible possibilities, and you can be a mentor. You don't have to be Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You are a couple steps ahead of somebody in some point in their life, and they could use your help getting there. But I'm going to get ahead of myself. I don't go back to my notes. So guys, number 2, it's actually about that, is mentorship can accelerate achieving your goals. I've interviewed more than a few people at this point, guys. The podcast has been going for a year and a half. I am booked out through the rest of the year and into next year already for the guests on my podcast. And I'm getting to meet some incredible people. I had some of them for the conference this last weekend, and that was an amazing experience. Oliver Marcelle, who you've seen on the show and the podcast, was here in person, and it was amazing to spend time with Oliver. I'm so grateful that he got to be able to come out and be here in person. But I've met all these incredible people, and over and over again, I hear the same theme from highly successful people. And it's that having a great mentor can help you achieve your goals much more efficiently and much quicker, because they can help you sidestep the mistakes they made along the way if you're willing to be a good mentee. Now, I have to throw that in there because I had Sam thta on here, and Sam thta specializes in mentorship. And there is an equal amount of work on the mentee side as well, guys. And so it takes both for that to be mutually beneficial and effective. But I'm getting ahead of my, see, this is what happens when I go with my notes, guys. I just go blah, 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 blah. And it doesn't work out well. Guys, it will help you get there faster and more efficiently, which in turn means that you have the ability to help somebody get further in their life. See, I jumped ahead of myself on the last point. We all know that I'm a huge movie guy, right? I make no jokes or and ifs or buts about that. I'm a huge movie guy, and I love the movies. And one of my favorite lines, right? You guys will know this, and this sums it up really well. With great power comes great responsibility. You are Spider-Man. I know you'd rather be Batman because we love Batman here, but you are Spider-Man. You can help people, and so you're honor bound to do so because you're capable. There's always going to be somebody in life that is in your circles that is 2 or 3 steps behind a certain point that you're at in your life. That may be professionally, that may be personally, that may be physically, right? You're better at dieting or exercise, right? That could be any number of things. I'm not saying you're better than them. You're just further along in certain stages of your life. And because of that, you always have the ability to put a hand back and step up and help somebody come up to the level you're at. That is mentoring. It's really that simple. And you absolutely are Spider-Man. You have that responsibility because you're always going to be a couple steps ahead of somebody around you in one place or another. Maybe not in all facets, but you don't need one mentor to handle all facets of your life. I know it's getting confusing, right? And guys, as we're going tonight, I wanted to share with you that we have open enrollment for the Phoenix 2023. The event was an overwhelming success. Can I say I can't talk tonight? The event was no, that's not what I wanted to post. That didn't work. I'm posting the wrong things now. Oh, this is what happens when I do it instead of letting my wife do it in the background. Here you guys. Here's a link. We have opened early bird registration for the Phoenix 2023. We've moved the dates. They're going to happen in February because we found out we clashed with some things locally which made it very difficult this weekend to reach out to some people. But guys, the Phoenix went over so well this weekend that we have already scheduled the Phoenix 2023. And we are inviting you to join us. We will have both live tickets and virtual tickets, just like we did for this event. You will be able to attend virtually or in person. We'd love to have you in person, but we know not everybody can make it to North Central Washington. So we've opened up the Phoenix 2023. Ticket prices will never be this low again, guys. These are the early bird special tickets. Once you have your ticket, you are locked in for everything to get you, and you're good to go. But we will only be able to sell so many tickets at the current price. And I wanted to share with you, my Fallible Nation, here on Manly Monday Live, and let you guys know those tickets are available right now under the Phoenix banner on my website. But that price will only stay there so long. So get your tickets for the Phoenix 2023. And guys, we're going to have another amazing event. I don't even know all the details to share with you, but you will get to hear all about it as we journey towards 2023, guys. But the event was so good this weekend that it squashed any questions about whether we were doing it. We just set a date and moved forward and started selling tickets. So I've already sold tickets for this next year's event. And so get yours while they're cheap, guys. The prices are going to rise as we head towards the event. Number 3, great mentors have some common characteristics that are worth developing. Now, I talked to all the men at the conference, right? We had a great breakout session, and we talked really candidly about what the great mentors in their lives had in common. What was that thing that just stuck out? And as I was talking to them, there are some common themes that really developed that I want to share with you. These are characteristics that you can build in your own life as you strive to become a better mentor to somebody. And here are a couple of them. So consistency in who they are was one of the number one things that came up as a major characteristic for mentors, right? Just really critical characteristic. Consistency across the board. No matter what situation, that person is the same person. What you get is what you see. Work ethic came up a lot. Work ethic was really important, especially to men, since that's the group I was talking to. Work ethic for a mentor was a huge thing. Number 3, they talk to you at your level, but they help you rise to the next level. I heard this theme occur several times throughout the weekend, and it was put in different ways several times. So I was trying to figure out how best to share it with you guys. But the best example I can give you is like when you're dealing with somebody younger, if you really want to communicate with them, get down physically at their level so you're eye to eye with them. Likewise, if you're dealing with another adult, if they're sitting down, sit down. If they're standing up, stand up. Now that's the physical side of it that starts the communication. But so doesn't mean if they're sitting down, you help them stand up. That means that you get on their level. If they're struggling, come down to their level instead of talking down to them. That's really important. Integrity, honesty, and steadfastness were huge, guys. So those are all characteristics that you can develop in your life. We talk about it all the time here on the Fallible Man, especially the integrity and the honesty and the steadfastness can also be learned. Those are incredible characteristics we talk about all the time on this show and on the podcast and on our other videos, on our blog and everywhere we're at, because we're everywhere. And it's something that you can develop. So, try and work on those, because just in a large group of men, these characteristics just kept surfacing over and over and over again. Once again, that's consistency in who people are, work ethic, talking to people at their level or working with people at their level, but refusing to leave them there, integrity, honesty, and steadfastness. Now, guys, I'm curious. So shout out in the comments, guys, whether you're watching live right now or catching us on the replay. I love you guys too. And I read all my comments. I reply to my comments. So no matter if you're live with us now or catching on the replay, what do you think is a really important quality for a mentor to have? What's your opinion on that? I really want to know, because I want to add to this list, because I think it's important stuff. And guys, if you're just joining us, be sure and shout out in the comments. Jump in the conversation. We love to talk to you guys. We love to have a good time with all of our viewers. And I just like to know you're here. So jump in the comments. Let's have a conversation. Be part of the show. It's a better show that way, because you guys make the show just amazing. Number 4, guys, great mentors choose to step up. Now, there are a lot of role models out there, okay? We briefly mentioned Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. A lot of people look up to him, and I'm not knocking the guy. He has a lot of great qualities from what I can tell. I don't know him, obviously. But from what I see of his person, then he has a lot of great, admirable qualities. But great mentors don't have to step out, right? They do it, they step up and become mentors because they choose to care about people. They choose to get involved. There's a dynamic difference between someone choosing to invest in you and someone who's stuck with you, and the latter is less preferable. Let me give you an example. A great father may be stuck with his kids, but that is not how he'll ever describe it. Now, I may not be the greatest in the world, but I'm not stuck with my kids. I get the privilege of being my kid's dad and being an integral part of their life. And there's absolutely nothing I would rather do that is so critically important to me. Do you see the difference between choosing to want and stepping up and wanting to be there as part of it, to be in that relationship, and just being stuck training somebody or coaching somebody? I'm frequently a trainer in my work, and I have to train whoever they give me. And I try and devote my very best efforts to the people I get to train because I care about them being successful. That's just part of who I am. But there's a difference between they got handed to me and I have to work with them, and wanting to work with one of my coaching clients or one of my training clients or something like that. I want to be there. I've chosen to take that on. And you want that in a mentor. A great mentor chooses to step up in that role. They don't get stuck with it. Now, as always, we need the bat dance, except I think I screwed up and put the wrong camera on here tonight, guys. I think I totally blew that. Let's see. Oop, there it is. Hey, and I still have my glasses on. Look at that. I had the wrong camera on, but as always, it's time for the bat dance. So let's get into it. Now, that may seem silly to you, but it breaks up the conversation because I get a little warm in here and I get a little stressed out, and I just like Batman. I'm sorry, it's just part of who I am. I like Batman, and I like getting up and being a little silly because that just makes the day a lot of fun. Takes out the seriousness of it because, mentorship is kind of a serious conversation, and that can be a little trying. So I like to throw in a little bat dance, and lighten the mood. I like the music. It makes me happy, and it just makes life a lot more fun. Now, guys, number 5, great mentors will sit down with you when you're down. I'm talking figuratively, but they won't leave you there. Now, let me see if I can clarify that muck. Hey, I see Common Man OCR joined in. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Thanks for jumping on. Man, Dave is a regular, and I love seeing him on here. I love it, man. I'm glad you wrapped up your meeting for tonight and could jump in. Guys, great mentors will choose to be with you when you're down, but they aren't going to leave you there. So let's clear up that muck. Let's say we all have really hard days. Okay, I had some rough days last week getting ready for the conference. Work was a little stressful last week. We all have that stress and things that get us down. And sometimes we get down lower than normal, and it's hard to get back up. Sometimes the best way of dealing with things like that is to go straight through it, but it's hard to go through it alone. A great mentor will sit with you quietly and just be present without even trying to fix it sometimes, because they know that there's a time to fix things, and there's time just to be present with you. There's time just to be there, because sometimes that's what people really need, is someone who will just be there with them, not try and fix it, not try and change it. And that's enough for you to shake it. Okay. A great mentor will sit with you quietly, just to be present so you can work through it, but not be alone. They won't leave you down there though. Okay. Because they know that it's not necessarily the best option for you to be in that space. And so a great mentor will give you that time. They'll give you that time to process your emotions, because we all have emotions we have to work through. And sometimes that's really difficult for us. But a good mentor will let you process that emotion, but then they're going to help you get back to your feet. They know there's a time to process, and they know there's a time to start to come out of that funk. And a good mentor knows the difference. They're not going to try and tell you to buck up or get over it. They're going to let you process it. They're going to be with you as you process it, so you're not alone. But they're not going to leave you down there to wallow in pity or despair or sadness or depression. Now, guys, like I said at the beginning, how does this apply to you? Why do you care? Because you are someone's mentor. You may not even know it, but there are people in your life paying attention to what you're doing. And it is so important that you develop yourself in a way because of that. Now, you may have some obvious mentees, right? If you're a parent, then obviously you are the first line of mentor for your child, and probably won't be the only one, but you are the first line of mentor for your child. If you work with kids, you very likely may be filling that role, especially if they don't have another positive role model in their life. You may be that mentor and you just may not even know it, right? It may be somebody you work with. It may be your kid's friend. It may be a friend of somebody you know who's quietly noticed you. But how you act has an effect. Now, you can just be a role model. They may just look up to you, but you can do damage as a role model, but you can only do so much good. But as a mentor, you're stepping into that relationship and you can change their lives radically. Now, I tend to believe that the people on my channel, the people of the Fallible Nation, are stepping towards that. We're here because we love helping people. We love growing ourselves. And we want to take other people on that journey that we're on as well and help them become their best selves. This is part of it. If you want to feel like you're growing, man, step into somebody's life, because that will hold you accountable for your own actions. And really, that's not why you should do it, but that will make you more accountable to yourself, because you're accountable to them. And it will just force feed that growth, and you two can grow together. A lot of mentors get as much out of the mentor-mentee relationship as the mentee ever does. Good mentors learn from their mentees at the same time. So guys, it is so important. These are the 5 takeaways I had from this weekend, and there was so much more. I will be releasing the video series from this weekend eventually for sale. We had 7 amazing speakers, and we had just 2 days of incredible conversation about being a role model, being a father figure, being a mentor. And I can't even begin to cover everything those guys, like, it's just a fire hydrant of amazing information. So I will be releasing those eventually. You guys will be able to find those on my website. But I wanted to share these 5 takeaways with you because mentorship matters in a huge way. So quick review: being a mentor is all about relationship. Mentorship can help accelerate achieving your goals. If I can say that clearly, mentorship can accelerate achieving your goals. Great mentors have certain common characteristics that are worth developing that you will see over and over again. Great mentors choose to step up. They're not forced into it. They choose to step up because they want to share with other people and bring other people along and encourage them. And great mentors will sit down with you when you need to process emotions, but they won't leave you down there. Guys, I appreciate your time tonight. I love hanging out with you guys. You guys are just so incredible. We are taking early bird signups again for the Phoenix for February 2023. Come be a part of this amazing conference, guys. I was just so throttled by the caliber of the guys who came and spoke. I'm just so honored that they would come and be a part of the event. Be sure and drop us a like. Comment if you're catching us on the replay, guys. Check out everything we're doing. Welcome to Fallible Nation and be a part of what's going on. As always, be better tomorrow because of what you do today, and we'll see you on the next one.